Team Proxy the Power, and we're bringing you the top 4 with Blue, Green, and Merge. This hand has a wild, an island, a blue-green, an inventory to try to search for something better, a turn 3 play. Looks alright. It's not a great hand though. We'll go ahead and keep it. See what we can do here. Let's go ahead and get a forest. Okay. Our opponent's going to also fetch a land here. I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Pauper or Bust. New here in the SPDC tournament. Looks like Magic Online's a little buggier than normal. Go ahead and get our forest here. Ship the turn. See, they're going to start off with a visionary. We get more lands. That's cool. We'll go ahead and take inventory here. Okay. Well, we're going to be able to hit our land drops. They play a Bloodbriar. Looks like green-black here with a sacrifice theme. That's going to be kind of interesting. But we have lands for days, though. Let's see what kind of removal they're running. Right now we're kind of afraid of a complete disregard. Otherwise we kind of want to get in for 2 and see if we can sacrifice our Sky Spawner there with a Merge. Meanwhile, that Bloodbriar is starting to grow. That's going to be a real problem here soon, especially because main deck we don't really have any removal. Thinking about changing that up for next time. Okay. I think we can go ahead and take 4 here and leave our token for chump blocking later, because I have a feeling that Bloodbriar is going to get huge. Definitely want to save our Sky Spawner so we can go ahead and try and emerge. They've got an attendant. That's interesting. So we have 4 plus 3 is 7 total. I'm going to go ahead and play It of the Horde Swarm. That way I can have a little bit of protection against complete disregard if they're running it. We have a 4/4 that can now block in case they don't sacrifice. If they do, we can still block with multiple creatures. Blister Pod is an interesting one. I forgot the synergy between Eldrazi Scions and Bloodbriars. You can sacrifice a Eldrazi Scion anytime you want at instant speed. So it's like a pump spell. I think at this point we're going to definitely start chump blocking here. Need to start thinking about answers or sideboard cards for a Bloodbriar. 5, 6, 5 mana. Not good. We're kind of in a tight spot here. We got a lot of expensive creatures and a Pulse of Marasa. The only way we can really play 2 cards this turn is if we pulse, getting back a Sky Spawner, and then cast it by sacrificing a Scion. But at this point, we need our chump blockers to help keep us alive. So I believe in that case I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn. Next turn I'll have 6 mana total. So I can play the Sky Spawner I get with the Pulse at the end of turn. That'll be 3 mana. I'll have 3 left over. That'll be enough for a Wretched Griff. Hopefully that can be enough. Extra tokens for chump blocking. Otherwise, this game 1 is going to be over kind of quickly. I'm going to go ahead and Pulse on their own Blister Pod. This looks like a very aggressive version of green-black that has not much... doesn't have much resemblance to the grindy green-black from the last season. Kind of excited. I love new brews. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Pulse here, getting back Sky Spawner. And we can gain some life. Okay. Seven. 2, 6 mana. I think we're going to continue with our original plan of Sky Spawner into Wretched Griff. Captive is something I want to cast and flip, but at this point I'm thinking it's too much of an investment over too many turns. It's too slow. Let's go ahead and sacrifice this guy and get some kind of a blocker out. Okay, we get an Enlightened Maniac, which is cool. Can cast that next turn plus a Wretched Griff. We're able to start getting out some good blockers. Maybe we can fend them off for just a second. And they keep casting Bone Splinters. What did they sacrifice with the Bone Splinters? Let's see. Was it a Visionary? If it was me, I probably would have done the Blister Pod. Again, trying to keep the Eldrazi tokens here as an instant speed buff spell. But that's just me personally. We're going to have to ignore all the rest of the damage and just continually chump block this guy. And try to erase, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 left over. 2 plus 4 is 6. Had to do my emerge math there. It's something I'm going to definitely practice, because right now I'm definitely telegraphing the fact that I have emerge. Same thing like in Standard, I'm currently playing Green-Black Delirium with Emrakul. So during Friday Night Magic, I have to stop and count the different types in my graveyard, obviously letting the other person know that I have Emrakul in my hand. I need to get more like the pros and just keep a count in my head. But that's okay. Again, this is the first time I'm playing this deck, so it's going to be a little slow, kind of a learning experience. Let's see what they have here. Okay. At this point, they can sacrifice the Evolving Wilds and the token to give this +2 toughness, pumping it to an 8. If I blocked with everything, I would still not be able to kill it. What do they have in the graveyard that they want to get back? Only thing they have is a Visionary. At this point in time, I'm trying to stave off as much damage as I can, really. Okay, they cast their Visionary. And more Blister Pods. We need to start making tokens for more chump blockers. So in that case, 3, 4. Let's make 3 chump blockers. Let's get one of these guys out. Use all of our mana for the turn. Currently have no flyers, so let's at least try to get in some air damage. We have chump blockers on the ground, things that are 2 toughness that can block his Elvis Visionary or Blister Pods, although Blister Pods are highly annoying and I don't know how much I want to block those. They give him more instant speed pump. So far our opponent hasn't shown the willingness to sacrifice a Scion to pump him up, but then again, we haven't really been blocking with anything more than a 1/1, so there's been no need. He's going to continue attacking with that guy and grinding us down, making us chump block until all of our creatures are gone. Pretty good strategy so far. Okay. Interesting. So we got a Might of the Masses here. Now we have an incentive to try to play as many creatures as possible. I like that idea. So we'll go ahead and get that one out for 2 creatures. We can emerge, sacrificing the Eyeless here. That'll get us another creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Currently 7. That'll put in another 2 creatures and bump us up to 9 creatures total. That's getting a good place for Might of the Masses to be. Interesting. All right. He still has no air creatures. We'll continue getting through there. They only have 1 card in the hand, and I'm really hoping it's not a removal spell. I would hate for them to remove the Griff at this point. Also, I'm really kind of hesitant at casting Might of the Masses in fear of an instant speed removal spell. What do they have? They can continue to loop Attendants at this point. I don't know if that's profitable for them. Okay. We're still going to chump block here. Looking good so far. Flood the board with more tokens, make our Might of the Masses huge. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's really cool. So we have plus 11. We're going to keep attacking in the air here. Hold Might of the Masses for as long as we can. Chump block. I like being able to keep the ones that can produce mana. They're more useful in the long run. Let's go ahead and get another island here. We don't have a lot of those. Okay, so that's 7 lands. Costs 7 to transform that. I think we'll wait and do that at instant speed. Instead, we'll keep attacking here through the air. We might end up going for a kill. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to cast it here on the spawner. That way he has to use a removal spell on a creature. Well, thankfully they kind of hit F6 there, and I don't think they were expecting Might from the Masses. That's pretty good. Okay. Really wishing I had bounce spells in the sideboard. It was a really bad call on my part. But hey, that's something that the deck can probably build in instead of this Sigiled Starfish. I was wondering if someone... That was more for like the Sultai grind or anything with like blue-black. But that really didn't show up. I'd probably take out the Starfishes and put in some kind of bounce spell there. 3 of seems like a good number. Otherwise... we're looking good, and I think we'll just go with that. I wonder what kind of sideboard tricks our opponent has. Pretty sure we'll find out. Okay, a really, really slow hand. But I do have a draw spell. Hopefully I can thin my deck a little bit. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and try and save some time not using the F6 button has caused me to lag behind. Okay. They got a little bit of a slow start also. Coming in with tap lands and whatnot. Okay, we can at least play turn 4. Didn't draw anything good. So next turn we can Evolving Wilds and then start laying out the tokens. Wowzers. Another island. Pass the turn. It's looking a little painful for me. They got a Netcaster Spider. That's cool. At the moment, we don't necessarily have flyers, but then as soon as I start thinking that, one pops up. That's life. It's okay. Here come the chump blockers. We got those for days. So next turn we'll have 5 mana. Sacrifice that, pay 2, have 3 left over. Unfortunately, nothing I can really cast for 3 mana. Sacrifice that, have pay 3, have 2 left over. Can't do anything that way either. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and take that. One, two, three. And now they're trying to get rid of our expensive casting cost creatures. That's fine. 5. We can continue to play them. Not only that, this way we can also save a green open and try to save something with Might of the Masses. We can give something +5/+5. And at this point, I'm not scared of the Bloodbriar. I wouldn't want to... I don't think I would want to take that out by blocking and playing a combat trick. I'd rather get rid of the Netcaster Spider, so that in the future my Wretched Griffs can go ahead and attack unmolested. However, I also have that 4/4 on the ground, which I'm thinking about playing. They get double block, but again, I would go ahead and kill the spider in that case. Another 4. I think we're going to go ahead and start chump blocking here. Okay. I don't want to cast a combat trick into open mana. Afraid of the removal spell. I might cast it in response to a removal spell, but we'll see what they play instead. Bone Splinters. Okay. Getting rid of their spider. They feel like I don't have a flyer just now. It's understandable. They also feel like they might be able to keep me away from one. I should let them know that's not the case, because I can cast this for 3 and immediately. Well, not immediately. The trigger from my creature goes on the stack, and as I pass priority, now they can use a removal spell. And that's fine. Eventually, I will be able to just cast the Wretched Griff for 7. I could even do it probably at sacrificing these. But I want my chump blockers first. They did cast 2 complete disregards, which is nice. But what about Bone Splinters? That one's sorcery speed, so I don't have to worry about that on my turn. 3 mana. plus 4 scions. Guess we'll go ahead and pass. Probably should have attacked for 3 there. That was a big mistake on my part. And let's see what they play. Pull some Marasa on the Netcaster Spider. I can block with everything. That's a weird play. I think I'm going to do it like this. Might of the Masses saves the day. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Play a 3-drop. One, two, three. And we get a menace out of the deal. That's pretty good. Next turn, we not a menace, a maniac. So next turn we can cast the maniac. We're still a mana short from doing something though. Our opponent casts the spider, which is unfortunate. But I think we're just going to go maniac into Griff. Okay. I wonder how likely they are to block. It's an interesting question. Let's find out. I have Pulse of Marasas to get back any wretched Griffs to try to press an air advantage. I mean, otherwise they should be able to trade there. And I got another one, plus a Sky Spawner. And they're at 17, and hopefully soon I'll be able to start attacking with more and more of my tokens. They decide to sacrifice their only creature to take out my air advantage. I don't know how cool that is. Okay, we have 8 mana. We're just going to hardcast this guy. Because it's silly. And I want to stop sacrificing my creatures if I can. I don't have an unlimited number of Pulse of Marasa. But we are able to press a big advantage here with all these tokens. I'm really glad that a card like Shrivel doesn't exist right now. Normally there's some kind of black common effect that gives everything -1/-1, but it's surprisingly missing. Maybe not surprising. I don't believe they would want -1/-1 effect with so many Scion tokens running around in Standard. Kind of would mess up draft, I guess. Swing in here, keep pressing in our advantage. Alright. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the finals.